This lesson today, we are going to talk about genetic mutations and some different disorders that can be caused by these. So the definition of mutations are changes in DNA that affect genetic information. The first type of gene mutation is a point mutation when it's just a change in one or a few nucleotides or bases. So the first one you see there, the kind of quote normal gene would be the fat cat ate the rat. The substitution part would be the fat hat ate the rat. The substitution came for the C for the H. The next type is the insertion. Again, normal gene is the fat cat ate the rat. The non-normal gene would be the fat cat. Then you have that XLW inserted in there, ate the rat. And see, it shifts the entire gene down just a little bit. The final point mutation is a deletion, and that makes the gene shorter. The fat cat ate the rat, then you have the fat ate the rat. So we've deleted the entire cat portion. Frameshift mutations shifts the entire reading frame, so it entirely moves the entire gene, which will then code for different proteins and won't be able to perform its function. So the first one is an insertion. If you take a look, we're sticking with that normal gene, and we've taken and we have inserted an extra H here. So now the rest of the sentence doesn't make sense and cannot function properly. We've done just the opposite down here. We've deleted and taken the H out there, and none of the rest of these are normal words that make sense. You can also have entire chromosomal mutations. That would be the entire X is changed. So if this is the original chromosome, a deletion means I remove a part, so we removed the B there. Duplication means I doubled a part, we doubled the B there. Inversion means I flip-flopped some of it and I've moved it around. So this was ABC, and now it's AED. So I've taken this part here, moved it to this side of the chromosome, and I flip-flopped it. Same thing here. I moved the BC over, and I flip-flopped it. Translocation means you have it moving to a different chromosome altogether. So instead of ABC, DEF, the DEF is hanging out on this chromosome, and the JKL is on this chromosome. Some mutations can be good, can be bad, and most are neutral. So eye color is a neutral mutation, and blue eyes would be a mutation, but it doesn't hurt me to have blue eyes. Birthmarks are also a neutral type. Some can be harmful. One kind is sickle cell anemia. If you take a look up here, normal blood cells are that donut shape, and they carry lots of oxygen. But then these guys are called sickle cells because there used to be an instrument called a scythe or a sickle that would help to cut crops, and it kind of looks like this. Can't hold as much oxygen. They also get stuck in blood vessels sometimes. Down syndrome, other beneficial ones, if you have sickle cell anemia, you're actually immune to malaria, which could help in African countries. And then there is one that is an immunity to HIV. Mutations can be inherited, parent to child, but they can also be acquired. When you get that sun damage on your skin, you're actually damaging the cells and causing a mutation that can then lead to other things. Can also be mistakes when DNA is copied in new cells. Down syndrome, what happens with that is chromosome 21 does not separate correctly, so they actually have 47 chromosomes instead of 46. And these are the different things that could occur with Down syndrome. Cre-do chat, there's actually deletion of material on the 5th chromosome, and this is characterized by there's a cat-like cry that these babies make, and sometimes they have varied levels of mental handicaps depending on the severity of it. Some abnormalities on the sex chromosomes, so these are all your normal chromosomes or your somatic cells. These are your sex chromosomes, so this should be either XX or XY. So you see in this case, it's XXY, so they have 3 different sex chromosomes, and this is called Klinefelters, and this can happen with any of these circumstances. This person is considered to be male. They are infertile, and then they have some other physical aspects that can occur with this. XYY, if you look around here, you have one X and two Ys. Normal male traits, but they are often very, very tall and very, very thin. And where their, I guess, problems come are antisocial and some behavioral problems. Turner syndrome means that they only have one X. There's not a second chromosome hanging out here. They are considered to be female. Their sex organs don't mature during puberty. They are also sterile, which means they cannot have kids and are short in stature. Triple X or trisomy X, they have three X chromosomes. They are female. How you can kind of tell them is sometimes they have a tall stature with learning disabilities and limited fertility. And that will wrap up this portion of it. I would focus on the 2 slides of the gene mutations that we talked about at the very beginning.